Hello, guys. Yes, so we continue today. Yes, we are not breaking the momentum. Yes, so we are moving straight to chapter 2. And today I would like to talk about the PES format when writing the nursing diagnosis. Yes, our previous video we differentiated between medical and nursing diagnosis. So this is the part that I love most. We get to try our hands on writing the nursing diagnosis. Yes, so without wasting much time, let's move straight to it. So we are looking at the PES format. The PES format. Okay. So what is the PES format? So this is what we have been using as nurses in drafting or writing our nursing diagnosis. Yeah. So it's the gold standard formula in writing nursing diagnosis. Yes. So we've been using this for a while now. Yes. So let's break it down. What does the P stand for? What does the E stand for? What does the S stand for? So that you do not only study to forget, but then you gain an understanding when you are writing the nursing diagnosis. You actually know what you are about. So that's why I'm breaking this down. Else, I've already done a video and you can just follow, but then I want you to understand. Yes, so the P stands for problem. The P stands for problem. So what is the problem? What is happening? And by extension, this is where we find our NANDA diagnosis. Yes, so by extension, our problem is where we utilize or make use of the NANDA that we have. Yes. So here we are looking at the actual nursing diagnosis. So this is the problem, like acute pain. So here you find examples like acute pain. You find chronic pain. You find fatigue, insomnia, those nursing diagnoses that you already know. So we thank God for NANDA and their contribution to nursing research and nursing science. Yes. So with the problem part, I think we are pretty much covered since we have NANDA to fall on. Yes. So the P stands for our problem. Yes. And here you cannot create your own NANDA. Please pay attention. You cannot write a problem that is not amongst the NANDA list. So kindly take notes. So every problem that the patient can go through or can affect the patient, we have it in the NANDA. So you make sure you look for one that fits the patient's situation. Yes. So here you cannot create your own problem. So if your supervisor or your nurse in charge, your senior nursing officer comes around and you've created your own problem, it's a no. Yes. So we pick this from the NANDA. Hope you are good to go. Yes. So you cannot create your own and you cannot write medical diagnosis here. Just as we looked at in the previous video, chapter 1. Yes. So basically that's that. So you can have acute pain, all the NANDA diagnosis that you know here. I hope we are good to go. Yes. So it is the actual problem going on. The patient responds to the health condition. Yes. So this is where you write your NANDA diagnosis. Now fast forward, let's move to the E. Okay, so the E is the etiology. And I think we all know etiology. So the cause. So here, that's where we write RT related to. I think the picture is now becoming clearer. Yes. So you state the problem, acute pain related to. Yes. So here we are saying the etiology is the cause. So what is causing the acute pain? What do you think is causing the acute pain? What do you think is causing the acute pain? Yes. So here we are often looking at the pathophysiology. The pathophysiology of the disease. We all know for there to be pain, there should be some inflammation. Yes, there should be some level of inflammation happening in the system. There should be some level of inflammation going on in the body. Yes. So if your pathophysiology is strong about the disease condition, it makes it easier to find the etiology. I hope you are good to go. Yes, so that's that. For someone who has difficulty breathing, um, you can look at the possible pathophysiology of the disease condition. Yes, could it be as a result of mucus build up? So that one can affect. So that's the etiology or the cause that we are looking at. Yes. So what is causing the problem? What is causing the pain? What is causing the fatigue? Yes. So this is where the etiology comes in. Yes. So what is the cause? What is the contributing factor? Why is the problem happening? Yes. Yes. So these are some of the questions you ask here. So you ask your whys. So why is this happening to my patient? What could be the cause? What could contribute to my patient going through this? Yes. So with this too, you can get possible causes or contributing factors by looking at the pathophysiology. Yes. So this is different from the problem part, because with the problem part, you only state problems in the NANDA. Yes. But here you have free range, variety to move about. Yes. Now let's look at the last part. So the S stands for signs or symptoms. Now here what we are looking at mostly is the as evidenced by. So I know by now you are getting it. So we have problem related to as evidenced by. So here we are looking at the signs and symptoms. So we know the cause now. So what is causing this? And why am I seeing it? What are the signs? What are the symptoms being shown? What are my assessment findings showing? Yes, so here you ask such questions. You ask such questions. So in my assessment, what am I finding? What am I finding? So what is the proof? So you say there is mucus buildup and it's causing issues with breathing. So ineffective breathing pattern, mucus buildup. So what is the proof? Yes. What did my assessment show? So what did my assessment show? So that's what you put in place. So with this one, maybe your SpO2, your oxygen saturation, can give you a reading of, let's say, 86%. So this is actually a proof that shows that, wow, there is a mucus buildup and it's causing an ineffective breathing pattern. So let me write that one here. Yes, so I hope this makes sense. Yes, so with the symptoms part, you are looking at the evidence. The evidence, what is the proof? So from your assessment, your subjective, objective data, what shows or what is showing or what is the proof? So what is actually backing up? What's actually backing up your findings? Yes, so that's what you look at. Yes. So after all these, you finally put it together. Okay. So let's take the ineffective breathing pattern or ineffective airway clearance, whatever. Yeah, something related to breathing. Yes. So in putting everything together and getting your full nursing diagnosis, you can get something like ineffective breathing pattern, then you relate it to a cause. So related to mucus buildup. Then what is the proof as evidenced by oxygen saturation level, as evidenced by reading of of 88%, or as evidenced by Krakos in the lungs. Yes, so this will be your complete nursing diagnosis. So to recap everything, we are saying that as a nurse, in writing your nursing diagnosis, you need to know the problem, and the problem is always in the NANDA. Yes, you can, if you have a NANDA PDF, you can just go through. Yes, and for every system of the body, there are NANDA lists or diagnosis for that. Yes, so sorry. So the problem part, you just take a problem or a diagnosis from the NANDA. Yes, then you relate it to a cause. What do you think can be causing or can contribute to the current predicament or state of your patient? Yes, so that's the etiology. Then finally, you give us an evidence. So as evidenced by, yes, and the evidence part is your assessment, either subjective or objective. Yes, so here, what you can do as a nurse is your vital signs. You have to check it very well. Yes, so that it helps you in finding proofs and help with your assessment, so that you can give an evidence. Yes, so your vital signs can be a source material for the signs and symptoms part. Yes, and also not just objective. You can also ask the patient. And not just that. You can also observe. Yes, so by using your equipment or through observation. Yes, so that's I hope this was informative, and I would love to see you write your own nursing diagnosis in the comment section. Yes, based on the understanding. Yes, and from there we work our way up to perfecting it. Yes, so it has been Daniel once again, and this has been the PES formula or the PES format in writing the nursing diagnosis. Thank you for watching.